everyone, welcome to another video. Welcome to a blue wall this time, not a white wall. Surprise, surprise. I do in fact have variety for you sometimes. Basically, today is April 25th, I think, and it is about 3 weeks out from my birthday. And at the beginning of this year, I was like, oh, like what am I gonna do for my birthday? You know, I'm in a different country. I don't really have anything specific that I wanted to do. And plus my birthday is a Monday, so I can't exactly like just go off and do whatever I want, because I do in fact have to work that day. But I was like, what am I gonna give myself for my birthday present? Or what, like, you know, what do I want this year? Because I always struggle to like think on the spot about what gifts I want, just because I don't particularly want anything. It sounds really daft, but I have everything that I need in life. I have a phone, I have a computer that works most 90% of the time, and also that's not something that I'm going to buy just like top of the dome, and just generally I have everything that I want, but there is one thing that I've had fixated on in my brain, which is a leather journal. A LOUISE, CARMEN, Paper Republic. I just love them. They're so beautiful, and I journal incessantly. If you know me in real life, it's pretty much all I talk about. It's all I do is just journaling. I journal all the time. I have all sorts of journals, and they're so gorgeous, they're so stunning. And then I look at the price tag. No thank you. That is a lot of money for something that is a want, not a need. But anyway, I then came across this video of a girl making her own leather journal. I think in the video she was actually making a journal for her friend, but I was like, that is such a cute idea, and that it makes it a really sentimental piece. So if the math works out, then I would like to do that. And it did work out, and that is why we're here today to make this video. That is like the longest intro for a video that I think I've ever made. But yes, in today's video, I'm going to be making my own leather journal. It is currently 10:09 p.m. It is a Saturday, and I have to be up tomorrow because I have places to be. But we're gonna see how far I can get in the next couple of hours. To be so real with you, I haven't even started making this yet. So we're gonna start from the beginning, and I'm gonna show you the supplies that I bought. I will try my best to link the supplies and write the price of all of this in the description box. Please forgive me if it's not all accurate, but yeah, let's go. First things first, I'm gonna show you all of the equipment that I bought. Most of this equipment, to be honest, I did have to buy just like outright, just because it's kind of rogue for it to be like stuff that my uncle owns. So yeah, most of it I did have to buy outright, but it wasn't all that expensive, so not that bad. The first thing obviously is the leather. This is 60 by 30 centimeters. It's like just normal leather. It's a dark, like, it's a super dark brown. It actually looks a lot more light on the camera because it's like reflecting all the colors of my room, but it's like a really beautiful chocolatey brown. And I was so like conflicted about what color of leather I want. I went, do I want green, like a emerald green? Do I want a like red? Do I want dark brown? And I think I settled on dark brown because it's just the most like classic color, and also that means I can switch out the string and the charms on the front as my mood changes, and it wouldn't affect how, like, I wouldn't have to factor in the colour of the journal itself. And I don't really regret it. I do still think about the green one, but I think brown is like the safest option because brown, you can't really go wrong with a classic colour like brown. And also I was not sure what the colours would look like how close to the seller's like descriptions the brown looked. So yeah, first things first, brown leather. Then, to go along with brown leather, and in complete contradiction to what I just said about strings, I have brown string. Again, I'm trying to make it as like basic as possible right now, and then I'll switch it out as and when I decide later on. But I think this is a meter of just brown stretchy yarn. This is quite thick yarn. I wasn't expecting it to be this thick, but it will work because it does in fact go through the grommets that I bought, which is all I needed to do. And yeah, just basic brown string. Then, oh my god, no, that was almost terrible. I bought grommets. Now this is the first like random purchase that I made that I was like, personalization, you know? But I bought little flower shaped grommets. If you can see them, ignore the ink on my hand. Yeah, I bought little flower shaped grommets. I just think they're so adorable, and I don't know, I just fell in love with them and I was like, okay, I need to buy the flower shaped grommets. So I did that. I now have an absurd amount of flower shaped grommets, but hey, I'm happy. They make me happy. They spark joy, as Marie Kondo says. The next thing I have is just general tools, tools of the trade, as one might say. There's one more thing that I'm missing. First things first, a regular hammer, just for the grommets to, yeah, that one didn't need much explanation at all. I have an X-Acto knife. I also am gonna get a pair of scissors because I don't know what will work better. I think I'll use the scissors to cut out the rough shape and the X-Acto knife to cut the specific stuff, maybe. I have a little tool to do the grommets to make my life a lot easier. And I also have a hole puncher thing. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, I found the hole punchers. They, oh my god, one just went in my sleeve. They're just little stamps that you whack on the top with a hammer and it pokes a hole through the leather, which will make putting the grommets in just that much easier, to be honest. I don't know what size. It came in a pack of 4. And before you ask, I have a friend who is planning on making her own leather journal. So she, in fact, will be getting all of this equipment and it will go to a good home. So, yeah, I feel like this is the right one for the grommets. Yeah. Yeah, that'll work. Anyway, on to the remainder of my items. I have some clips. I have a little Snoopy clip, which is so adorable. This one will be going, I think, potentially on the front of the journal. We'll see. And then I also have just binder clips to hold the pattern that I'm going to make in place. I then have all of the charms. There aren't that many of them, to be perfectly honest. But I found this little keychain, which is so cute. And obviously, if you didn't know, I do biomedical science at university. Biology and just science in general, like STEM, is such a big part of my life. So we have a little microscope charm. I don't know if you can properly see that. I don't really have a hand available to make it clear, but you know. And then I have on this keychain a little DNA thing. Ooh, stop moving, bro. And and just some more stuff on here. Those are the only two that I'm going to use of this. And then the last charm that I have is a little Ace of Hearts. Very cute. If you don't know, my family is a huge card playing family. We love cards. It basically dictates every gathering we all have. And so, yeah, for my family and for my love of cards, a little card thing. And yeah, that's basically all that I bought. I also have a lovely A4 cutting mat, B4 even, courtesy of Daiso. We love Daiso. And yeah, that is basically all the equipment that I have bought for this. Now it's time to get into making the pattern. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay. The first thing that I'm going to do is make a pattern. So I have this sheet of, or these 2 sheets of A4 paper that I'm going to make into an A3 sheet. Yeah, I was just like, there's no point in buying A3 paper just to make the pattern. So A4 is going to have to do. And if you're questioning what is printed on the back, it's just wicked characters from my sister's 13th birthday. Yeah, so I have my A3 sheet of paper and I'm basically just going to draw a template based on the dimensions that I want for my journal. And I feel like this is like specific, not that you should be, disclaimer, please don't use this video as a tutorial because I'm just trying this out for myself for the first time, so yeah. But basically everyone has different needs for their leather journal, so I'm just going to make one specific to my needs. Yeah, I actually don't need to fit that many journals in my notebook. I need to fit one journal this size, which is like my commonplace everyday journal. One journal this size, which is my like thoughts and prompts, and yeah, that journal. My calendar. Also, I finally found this notebook at Muji. I don't know if I mentioned it when I did get it, but I was looking for this for so long. It's just like a calendar journal, but I just think it's so useful. And then I need to fit this journal, which is not my to-do list journal, but it's the same size as my to-do list journal. So I need to fit these 4 books, I can't count, these 4 books in my journal. So yeah. We're now just gonna put a normal book off the side. I actually feel like we could potentially take in the bottom a little bit. But I'll think about that. Basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go, this is, hold on, let me think about this. 23 point. Okay. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna go 1.5 centimeters either side of where the notebook would go, because apparently I don't believe that at all. This is a 23.4. Actually, no, I do believe that. That looks about right. Just push this. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so I'm gonna go 1.25 either side of the width of the notebook, which is 14.7. Yeah, okay. So 1.25, 14.8 actually. I just can't read. And 1.25. Okay, so also, I am aware it was an interesting choice to do this with my nails still on. It's been a palaver to get an appointment, so bear with me. Okay, this is one side of the journal. Then we have the fun part, which is measuring out the width of the 4 notebooks. Now, arguably, the 4 notebooks don't have the most width, just because 3 of them are really, really thin. And I think, because there's only 4 of them, it's about 2.1 centimeters for the 4 of them. And because there's only 4 of them, I'm thinking that I only use 2 grommets in a, hold on, let me grab them. Oh my god, that was not a grommet. A 4-4 configuration like this. Obviously, I did a better job of explaining it when I showed you my sketch, but that is my plan. And so I want to make sure that there's enough space between all 4 grommets, or rather the 2 grommets, that it doesn't look weird that they're just like random. Like, I don't want them to be too close together, because then I think it would look a bit less nice. So if I'm not wrong, the dimensions of the flower at the widest point are 1.35. If I had to be accurate, I'd round it up to 1.4. So I need at least 4.8 for, that's not what I meant, 2.8 is what I meant. 2.8 for it to, if it's right next to each other. So I'm gonna go 3.5 and we'll see how it works. So lovely jubbly. Okay, that is my basic basic plan done. I do want to add a flap over the edge, so I'm just gonna grab a different piece of paper to add on to the end. BRB. We are back, and now it's time for the flap. Now, in most designs that I've seen, the flap basically comes halfway or like 3/4 of the way over the side of the journal. So I'm thinking if I just add an extra of the same amount, it will do that, right? Let me put my journals in. Okay. So it comes over and then over again. I do think I have left too much on this side, so I'm going to cut down the amount of the first cover to like to be very exact, and then I'm going to add what is this amount? I'm gonna do 12 extra centimeters off the end, which is I feel it's a little bit over 3/4, but I like that length. So there we go. And I'm going to also bring this side in. I'm gonna put this journal lined right up to this line, and I'm just gonna take it in to there. So ta-da! Yeah, that is my pattern. I'm just gonna double check that all the lines are straight, and then I'm gonna cut it out, but I'll do that off camera. So okay, I have cut out the pattern now. Okay, it is half an hour later, and this is where we're at. I'm really happy. It's a lot neater than I thought. I spent ages trying to make the sides straight and the corners like rounded. I've done it to the best of my ability. It's not perfect, but it just adds to the charm, you know? It adds to the whimsy. I'm gonna now come back in. Also, my desire to not draw on this with pencil has not remained as true as I initially thought, but that's all right. Yeah, also due to some errors, we have come slightly further in with this line, but I think it's okay. I think it's okay. No harm, no foul. Okay, time to draw in those two lines. Where's my ruler gone? I mean, I could just draw it with this like this, but where's my ruler? Am I blind? Oh. I am blind. Now I can't see where I drew the lines. Yes. Okay, ignore my voice. I don't know what's happened to it. But I'm now gonna do the grommets. It is the next day, in case you haven't realized. And I'm gonna do the grommets. I'm gonna do them now, like kind of in a hurry, because I don't want to do them when it's late again, like yesterday. So yeah, I'm just gonna open these holes up slightly, just because yesterday when I did my practice one, I found out that yeah, it doesn't actually nicely go through the gaps. So yeah, I'm just gonna make a slight little cut so that they can go through. That one can't yet. And I'm gonna try and be as quick as possible because I need to get ready to leave. Okay, now for the string. This is like basically the last step in assembling. There we go. There's our two strings, and I'm gonna cut them short, and I guess cut this one a little bit shorter also. And yeah, those are my strings for the inside. And now let me just get one of my books. Oh, oh no. I'm just trying to tie the knot for like the main elastic that goes around. I'm really nervous that it's gonna go through the hole though. So I'm trying to just make the knot as big as possible. I'm just testing it. Looks good. So I'm just gonna cut the ends. If anyone has any like knowledge on how to make the knots look a bit more neat, please let me know. But aside from that, we're kind of done. Okay, it is the next day now. I'm kind of dressed exactly the same. The reason for that is because I've just put this hoodie on because it's the one that I keep for in-house wear. I have my little bracelet from, sorry, I'm gonna sneeze. Or not. I have my little bracelet from Public Garden, which is where I went today. This is where we are at right now. I have obviously the outside, which you watched me do, and I put the strings in, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if that footage is still with us, because to be quite frank, I had no storage left in my phone, and I didn't realize until after I finished putting everything in. So if that is still there, then amazing. If it's not, sorry. But yes, basically what I have left to do now is to put the string that goes around the whole journal on. But first of all, I'm gonna put the charms on. I did mention them earlier when I was talking about the equipment that I have, but I have a little playing card, a microscope, and oh my god, dropping everything. Oh my god. A little green charm also. Those are the 3 charms I have. I'm just gonna string them on. Now, I have decided what order I'm going to put them in. The one thing that I am gutted about is that the playing card is gold, not silver. I am a silver girly. I love silver jewelry. It's all I wear. I'm not against mixed metals. I do mix my metals a lot because I have a lot of gold rings and I have a lot of gold bracelets also that I like to wear. But I wanted this in silver and I thought I ordered it in silver, but I guess I ordered it in gold. I'm not sure. Oh dear. But yes. That's okay, we survive, we move. But yeah, I am gonna see if I can get a silver one, and then I'll just put this gold one on my bag because my bag has a lot of gold details anyway, like the zip is gold and stuff, and all the chains that I have on it are gold. So then I can just put this one on that one, no big deal. But for now, we're just gonna put it on here. I'm also planning on changing the color of the string, just because I think it's a lot of brown, but when I bought all the supplies, I was like, I don't know what color I'm feeling, because I was sort of like mixed emotions. But yes, here they are on the chain, and I'm just gonna loop it through and then position it how I like and tie a knot. Okay, I'm just gonna double knot it for security purposes. Yeah. And then we have our journal completed. I'm just gonna put the journals in just to like see how it looks. Okay, there we go. It is, oh my god, go which way you want, bro. There we go. Stunning. And this is my journal. I'm so happy with it. Excuse my appearance as I'm saying that, but I'm so happy with it. It looks so cute and perfect. And I'm just so proud of how it looks. And the fact that I made it myself makes me even more proud of it. I'm super happy. I will give you an in-depth journaling setup in my next video. Thank you for watching. Thank you very much for being here. And that's all that I have for today's video, to be perfectly honest. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you are inspired to make your own. If you want all of the supplies and etc, then I can put that in the description box. I will put a link to as much as I remember where I bought it from, because I'm not gonna lie, I've been buying this equipment since November. So it has definitely been a long time of just waiting for me. But yeah. Also, if you have any idea of how I can keep all the charms in one place, please let me know. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching. I love you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week or your day or whatever when you're watching this. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye bye.